Rugby Championship Team of the Week for round 5. All Blacks against Springboks. Pumas against Wallabies. Take number 2. Technical difficulties, take number 1. I'll make it quick because my wife is looking after the kids. And yeah, look on her face when I said I need to do this video again. Not pleasant. 15 guys, as always, trying to pick some who stood out from the week's games. And yeah, as to the reasons why. Props, I've gone with James Slipper from the Wallabies. More a case of him not doing a heck of a lot wrong than having like a superstar performance. He's a little bit in the shadow of Taniela Tupou when he plays for the Wallabies. But 3 runs, 2 meters, prop-like, a pass, 5 from 5 tackles. Doesn't concede any penalties. Very solid at scrum time. Good stuff from James. As I said, he's a bit in the shadow, but he's not doing anything wrong. He's been pretty solidly consistent, and scrum time is solid, which is the main reason you pick your props. Tight head, I have gone with an All Black in Nepo Laulala. He's been especially impressive around the park in 2021. His numbers kind of reflect that. He's not Taniela Tupou-esque. 8 runs, 6 meters, 3 defenders beaten. That's a pretty solid return from what few carries he did have. I mean, 8 runs is not few, actually, for a prop. It's pretty solid. 5 from 6 tackles. Doesn't concede any penalties, which is one of the main numbers you look at with props. Moody was under a bit of pressure, but Laulala's side was pretty solid. And he does have 2 turnovers conceded. A lot of the All Blacks dropped a lot of ball, and he was not an exception in this one, Bo. But yeah, there you go. Laulala for mine. Hooker, I've gone with JULIÁN MONTOYA from the Pumas. Now, he's kind of taken upon him that Michael Hooper mantle, which was, I'm a really great player on a team which keeps losing, because he keeps having good performances week after week, but his team keeps losing. Hooper keeps winning, so he can't have that mantle anymore. He gets the only try for the Pumas, a big maul try. Powers over from that one. The line-out was solid. 11 from 12 tackles. He has a pass, 4 runs, 5 meters. Doesn't concede any penalties either. Always a nuisance at the breakdown. Always a very busy player. I hope he gets to win some games soon, because it's been a bit of a tough watch for the Pumas guys in recent times. Locks were tricky, but I managed to chuck in an All Blacks lock here. BRODIE RETALLICK of the All Blacks locks. He was the busiest at line-out time. He had 4 wins. He also had the only line-out steal of the game for the All Blacks, which was a defensive line-out when the Springboks were looking to get on the front foot. So it was a good stop of the momentum shift towards the box at that point. 4 runs, 7 meters, 5 passes, 9 from 10 tackles is solid. He does concede a couple of penalties. One of them a particularly silly one where he just changes his line to disrupt a runner chasing a kick, which is unnecessary, but overall, BRODIE had a pretty solid game. But maybe the more impressive of the 2 locks was Lut Diaka, or Diega if you're watching New Zealand commentary. Lut Diaka, man, he at line-out time always makes the Springboks effort look more dangerous. He has 2 line-out steals, so very disruptive. The All Blacks line-out really struggled to get going in this game. 7 runs, 18 meters is actually a pretty good return from him. The area that concerns me a little bit is his missed tackles. I mean, he's 10 from 13, which is still positive numbers. But he's been missing 2, 3, 4 for many weeks when we've seen him been playing, which is a little bit uncharacteristic. He's not the only Springbok who's been missing tackles, but he is one of them. 2 turnovers conceded as well. But yeah, 6 line-out wins. Very good line-out operator. So overall, pretty good shift from Lut, I thought. Loose forwards, and this guy, Blackadder, continues to impress for New Zealand. He is just so full of beans. I've mentioned before that he's had a pretty bad injury history, and you can see why, because he throws himself into absolutely everything. He's Johnny on the spot so often. 4 runs, 13 meters is not phenomenal numbers, but 6 passes, so good involvements from him. An offload, 10 from 11 tackles. I think he's the All Blacks' top tackler, which does not surprise me in the slightest. He has a turnover conceded, but he also has a turnover won. 9 line-out wins. The guy's everywhere, and a lot of the stuff that he does is stuff which is not statistically recorded. First man to the breakdown, first guy doing a clean out, pushing someone over the advantage line when they are making a carry. Like, just that support work that he does is huge. I've kind of cheated because I picked 2 open sides this week. The other one I've gone with is KOLISI. He had a pretty good shift for the Springboks, you would have to say. Again, another guy who was kind of everywhere, basically. 6 runs, 19 meters. Now, I think if you remember, he's even the guy who made the carry right prior to the Springboks' only try of the game. He trucks it up, Faf kicks it as they're on the front foot, and then Nkosi manages to get the ball that Bridge misses. So it's Kolisi's carry that's, getting them over the advantage line with a bit of help from his teammates. But yeah, he's got moments where he's making a tackle, getting up, or making a clean out, getting up, and then he's the guy who makes the next tackle. Like, he is just also very high energy. 2 defenders beaten, 7 from 7 tackles, wins a turnover, no penalties conceded. Dude was absolutely everywhere, which was pleasing to see. And the other one I've gone for is Rob Valetini from the Wallabies. Kind of like Blackadder, a little bit of a checkered history with injuries, but is having a really good run. He's been slotting in at 6 or 8 for the Wallabies, and he's looked pretty comfortable. 8 runs, 27 metres. Beats a defender, and nowadays he's got a little bit of a reputation, seemingly, that he doesn't even need to beat defenders, because KELLAWAY's try, he's just standing there occupying at least 2 Argentinian defenders by his presence. So when they get it to O'Connor and then shift back to KELLAWAY, his job is done without having to do a heck of a lot. 3 passes, an offload, 10 from 10 tackles. He's the top defensive man for the Wallabies this week, which is always tough because Hooper always racks up a lot of tackles, but this week it's Valetini. He does have a line-out win, but he does have 2 penalties conceded if you are looking for for some negative stuff to say, but overall thought he was pretty good. Number 9 is a tough one this week, so I kind of copped out and just went with solid old Nick White. He needs to learn the laws that you can't ground the ball against the base of the post anymore, because he made that mistake. But 5 runs, 13 metres, and a defender beaten. Making enough sniping runs to keep people occupied. 40 passes, often making the right decision, getting the ball to the right people. Only the 3 kicks, not asked to kick a heck of a lot. 6 from 6 tackles, that's kind of what you want from your number 9. But yeah, none of the halfbacks were perfect this week. Faf's decision-making at times left a bit to be desired when the guys out wide kicked, but that's kind of part of the game plan, I guess. Perenata's passing at sometimes was off a little bit. He gave Havili a bit of a hospital pass above his head, trying to get him killed and stuff. But yeah, overall, I thought White was solid without being spectacular. So there you go, that's my pick. Cooper is my man at number 10, and I think that's like 3 weeks in a row. He's another guy who just keeps making the right decisions, and his passing is just beautiful. The pass that he gave to Hodge was it's not a super bullet pass, but it's flat, it's crisp, it's the right pass, it's comfortable height for Hodge to be taken. Hodge barrels over the line. Gets a try. He puts in a grubber kick. Ikitau grabs it. Ikitau gets it to KEREVI, or at least the next phase it goes to KEREVI, and it's a try. So Cooper is making good decisions to get the Wallabies going forward. So he's got a try assist. His goal kicking was good. 2 conversions and a penalty, 100% from him. 5 runs for 30 metres. We saw him take it to the line a little bit more. He did miss a couple of tackles, 5 from 7, but that's not atrocious. 17 passes, so a little bit more passing than we saw from him against the Springboks. A little bit less kicking with just 5 kicks. But, yeah, like I said, man, just running the show with that experience that he has. The key man, though, I think, for the Wallabies at the moment, and I've talked about him in depth, but it is SAMU KEREVI. He is just irreplaceable right now. Whatever guy you replace KEREVI with would not give you the same return, whether it's Tamua doing the playmaking thing, or if you tried Paisami at 12. Like, whatever guy you pick at 12 is not going to give you the results you're getting from KEREVI right now. He's just on another level from anything else the Wallabies have got, and from what most teams have got at 12. He's outperforming pretty much everybody at the moment in this tournament. A try, 13 runs, so he's got a lot of craving for that ball, and he gets good results. 84 run meters, 6 defenders beaten, 2 clean breaks. He offloads, he's got 10 passes. So he's a threat if he carries, he's a threat if he runs, he sets up other people. He's just bonkers good right now, and 4 from 4 tackles, also a pretty good shift. KEREVI is in the form of his life, and how great is it to see him in Wallaby gold, or green in this case. But yeah, very good stuff from SAMU. I've gone with a Pumas guy at 13. CINTI, I talked a bit about the Pumas kind of lacking a bit of go-forward ball. They were lacking the likes of a KEREVI able to get them over the line. Interestingly, they still struggled to get go-forward ball. They had 10 defenders beaten in the whole game. And when you look at KEREVI having 6, you think, man, 10 for the whole team's not that great. 6 of the 10 are from this fella, CINTI. So he was actually able to get some go-forward. He's not quite the big unit that KEREVI is. A very different style. He's more of an elusive runner, but very good to see him playing and getting that go-forward ball. He's their second best guy for run meters. As I said, gets more than half the team's defenders beaten. 9 runs, 38 meters, 6 defenders beaten. 14 from 17 tackles is also defensively a good shift, so he was called upon way more than the likes of KEREVI or Ikitau or anybody else to try and make tackles. Unfortunately, one of the tackles he misses is Hodge, who goes in for a try. So that's his kind of black mark on that one. But yeah, other than that, I thought he had pretty good go-forward ball for the Pumas, which is something they're going to need going forward. Outside backs, I've gone with another Puma in Emiliano Boffelli. He's another guy who just looks to spark what they're doing going forward, and going forward is where they've really struggled. They haven't looked dangerous going forward at all this tournament, but when he gets involved, Emiliano, he just seems to spark things at half chances. Sometimes they're not always taken. One of the times he kicked through a loose ball, chased it, and Krema was chasing it as well. Hodge picks it up, and instead of putting Hodge under pressure, Krema sticks out the boot and trips him up. So it's a big let off, but it's Boffelli that's kind of getting that go forward to put them in those situations. He's their top run meters guy with 44, 7 runs, a defender beaten, 3 passes and an offload, 3 from 4 tackles. He's overall pretty good. He kicks a penalty. I wish he'd kicked a couple more because he had a shot at goal from a penalty and a shot at goal from a conversion, which he both missed. If he gets those, they're in a much better position to put the Wallabies under pressure, but he doesn't. So, yeah, Boffelli, I thought, dangerous without kind of able to execute fully this week for his team, but still good enough for my board. But this guy is probably, like KEREVI, one of the stars of the week, and it's Andrew KELLAWAY. I think he's honestly better at international level than he is at super level. Maybe he's just playing with a better team. But KELLAWAY has been phenomenal, man. His try-scoring record is amazing. He gets another one. 11 runs for 109 run meters is electric stuff. 3 clean breaks, 5 defenders beaten, 4 passes, and 5 from 6 tackles. The guy is just loving international rugby. At the moment, him and Korombete look to be absolute locks in for the wings for the Wallabies for quite some time. It's going to take some shifting them because they've both been in great form. They've both been very dangerous. And yeah, I don't know, like a lot of guys when they go up to the next level struggle. They can't reproduce the results they had at the lower levels. But KELLAWAY honestly looks even better. Whatever it is, he's doing it right. Keep doing it. Whatever water he's drinking, keep on it because he has been phenomenal. And your last guy, to be honest, a pretty easy pick in JORDIE Barrett. Clutch guy, won the game for the All Blacks with that final kick. He gets 14 points for the All Blacks, a conversion and 4 penalties, 100% from the boot. He seems to be our most reliable goal kicker. He seems to be our most reliable guy under the high ball where we struggled a lot. That being said, he does have 3 turnovers conceded, so way more than normal. It's usually 1, maybe 2, but 3's getting a bit bad. In context, I think Jordan had 2 and Bridge had 5. So, yeah, not perfect from anyone this week, but still 4 defenders beaten, 55 run meters, 4 passes, 2 offloads, 12 runs. But yeah, realistically, gets that clutch penalty to win it. His kicking throughout the game was very reliable. He gets that high ball at the death when the Springboks kicked away possession. Yeah, it was just the key moments. He was the key man for the job. Seemingly no real brain explosion moments from him this week either, which was kind of pleasing to see. But there you go. Those are my 15 guys. By far from a perfect team, but it is my team for the week. A few honourable mentions before we go. Ikitau was good for the Wallabies. Wasn't called upon as much defensively, but was very good ball in hand. And when he was called upon defensively, was solid. Hodge was solid at fullback for the Wallabies. Took his try really well. Tupou, very good going forward, man. Clocked up 40-odd run meters, but 5 penalties conceded. That we can't be having. Van Staden added a heap of impact from the bench for the Boks. Tupaia from the bench for the All Blacks won a key turnover. Taylor, apart from the lineup, was pretty good for the All Blacks as well. Vincent Cox scrummed really well. Cocker Smith was a big threat at the breakdown. Dale Ende on defense was a big unit. Juan Martin Gonzalez, huge work rate, very useful at line-out time as well. So I see a big future for him too. But there you go, team of the week for round 5. I'm going to go rescue my wife from the kids. I hope you guys are all well. Take care and like the video. It's 14 minutes. Subscribe to the channel. Take care, guys. Talk to you soon. See you later. Bye.